Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of State of the Shunion, the only sneaker podcast that finally finished season 4 of Stranger Things. I'm your co-host, Ryan Landry.
I haven't even started season 4. Co-host Tanner Young.
Did you watch the first 3 seasons at least?
I did.
Brief review before we get into the episode here.
Okay,
I will say that loved season 1 when it came out. I remember liking season 2.
Great.
Season 3, I generally remember scenes where they were, but it didn't stick with me that much. So
Gotta have some filler.
Season 4, yeah, good point. Going into season 4, I was a little bit nervous that, am I going to be way out of the loop? But they give you a little recap, and I was also worried, am I going to get hooked? Am I going to get involved? Maybe best season since season 1. Maybe better than.
Wow.
But it's really good. It lives up to the internet's hype of it, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I know so much about it just from TikTok, just because of the internet.
Yeah, you secondhand watched it already.
Yeah, but I am so welcoming to spoilers that it's fine. Spoilers doesn't ruin anything for me, but I think that's from growing up watching a lot of Columbo, where literally within the first minute they show you who and how the crime happens. So I'm there for the journey.
Yeah, bringing up Columbo, really showing your age here. I appreciate that you're not afraid to embrace it, though.
Me TV, baby.
Well, and thank you, everyone, for joining us for another episode here. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like this video and please subscribe. We're trying to get to those triple digits number, which is kind of funny to say, but we need it so we can get the custom URL. We need that more than anything right now. It is Hot Boy Summer, and we are down bad, and I'm not afraid to say it.
Really hustling for 100 subs.
Really putting in the grind here, but this is our second video episode that we do ourselves. I know I caught you pretty off guard with it. That's my fault. That's my apologies here, but I'm hoping that the effort put into the production value here makes up for it.
I think so. I think this will definitely step it up. But this is a great thing. Sometimes you gotta adapt to it. Was a little sleepy. Just spent an hour in the dark trying to put my son to sleep. So Ryan's like, "You ready to do a video?" So I was like, I did not think that was thinking. It's like, yeah, no, this is what we do now. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
but
that's what we're gonna try to do now.
Just threw on the hat. You know what I mean? Make my self-confidence feel a little bit better. Got a ring light today. So
wow, look at you in the Coach O drip.
Feeling Kylie Jenner in my 30s, really.
Somewhere between Coach O and Kylie Jenner is your drip right now. So
you said Coach O. I think you said Koto, which
no, I guess shout out Koto, whatever's going on out there. No, Coach O.
Nothing.
Yeah,
same thing with Coach O, probably.
Similar vibes all around. So today's episode, again, if you're new here, you probably missed the last one we did of these. To be fair, probably not a great episode to translate to audio only, which is what we were doing at the time, but that's why I'm so excited to be back with video, because today we are revisiting and ranking foams, clogs, crocs, and all of the above. Yeah, whatever you call it. If it goes on your foot and your toes can breathe, we're probably here to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that you may hear some people say that they've got their finger on the pulse. Well, think of us like the heart. Okay, we make the pulse. Because as soon as we did an episode, I feel like every other person who has the ability to make shoes was like, yeah, we're doing a clog. Yeah. So our DMs and texts between each other was just, hey, did you see this?
Did you see this one? Yeah.
So, like I said, not to say that we're the trendsetters, because again,
because does it need to be said, honestly,
You're subscribed,
So yeah, we've got 10 more silhouettes lined up that we're going to go through today. This big black window that you're seeing above us will show previews of the shoes as we talk about them, and then we will place them on our tier list here over to the right. It's weird because I'm looking at a mirror image of the video preview, so I think it's to our right.
Oh, okay.
It's on the screen.
Let's see.
Anyways,
I'm holding up my right hand right now, so yes, to the right. I could just grab. Quick.
I love the work that I put into this, and you were like, Ryan, it would actually be really great if I could just grab the shoes and move them. We'll see. Okay, maybe we could probably still do it if I just click and drag it at the time.
Next tier list.
Yeah,
I'll just grab it real quick and just throw it.
Yeah, there you go. for everyone that missed the last episode, didn't listen to it, let's do a quick recap of where we left things last time. We have the original Crocs Clog
OG.
and the Salehi Bembury at S tier, the Yeezy Foam Runner at A tier, the Adidas Adilette 22 slide and the Merrell Hydro Croc at B tier, Yeezy slides at C tier, the Fear of God California Mule, which is the Thorn and Tanner side, at D tier, along with whatever Jordan's clog thing that they're unveiling this year is called. Spoiler, I think I wrote down the names of the 10 we're about to talk about today. I spent so much time on the production, I did not really look up that many facts, so we'll make them up as we go.
Ooh, even better.
The Adidas Stan Smith clog at E tier and the Vans slip-on thing at F tier, which, I don't know, did you get much feedback from people after we put the list out? I got one person telling me, shout out Andrew from Ruckus, that we were wrong to put this Vans at F tier, defending that it was good. And I was like, it's okay to be objectively wrong, man. It's okay that your opinion is bad.
I was about to say, for the Ruckus boys, I could see them really getting behind it. But just aesthetically, you got to admit, it hurts me to look at.
Let me ask you real quickly, revisiting this tier list, probably a month or so since we originally did it. How do you feel about where we left things? Is there anything you would change, or do you still stand by this?
I think with the shoes that we had, with the clogs we had at the time, I think solid tier list. I don't think I changed anything.
Okay. Last time we were able to adhere by this one rule a little bit better than this time, just the way that leaks and rumors and stuff like that happens. You're seeing so many white or taupe versions of all these because we're trying to get the ranking to be objectively about the silhouette itself and not necessarily this one colorway popping off or something like that. Obviously, with today's silhouettes, as we add them, it's new stuff that's coming out or leaks or rumors or early in hands, and it's just what we can get, which is also why you see some of the thumbnails down here drifting from just the silhouette to like, is that someone's feet? Yeah, because that's the preview we got. So
that's what we have.
I was too lazy to crop out feet. But anyways.
You leave that in.
Yeah, you leave that. People pay extra for that. Some people.
That'll hit the algorithm real good.
Yeah. You want to go ahead? Let's start getting into this?
I'm ready.
First one, I want to go over the new Crocs slide clog that they it started popping up online lately. I don't know if it even has an official name yet, but you can see this to me is definitely if S tier had a baby. If S tier had a baby, we would end up right at this guy right here.
Yeah, this is Crocs is doing what every big sneaker brand does, where they're like, we're going to bring on an artist. Okay, we're going to do a little collab. The internet goes, this is probably better than anything you've ever done before. And then the original brand goes, yeah, I'm going to take that.
Hold up. That wasn't supposed to be that good. I mean, good, but yeah.
That's succeeding? Yeah. We're going to do it without you. We're going to do what you did but without you.
Yeah. This is definitely, I'm looking at the OG Crocs right now. Okay, so one big difference here between OG Crocs and Salehi Bembury. So I don't know how much this is a very tiny preview you're looking at, but Salehi Bembury has a heel counter to it, which is to say that heel comes up. OG Croc, not really. This looks like this new one. I mean, it's definitely a low heel counter, but you would maybe be able to tell me looks a little higher than OG Croc. Like you might get a little bit more heel lockdown in this.
Way more. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The original Crocs is very much kind of like a slide, just very open back.
Right.
I'm digging these.
Yeah.
Because this is giving me, Soleil Bidberry, but without the StockX price tag.
Right. Exactly.
Attach it. So, which I mean, I'm sure we'll still sell out.
let's not be shy about it. Then where does it go?
Oh man, I mean, it's like it is definitely. I feel like at weakest A tier.
Okay.
And I want to go Buck Cherry and and
what are they up to these days?
Probably divorce court. They're not in it, but they're
the soundtrack of.
Oh yeah, very much so. Yeah. At least the parking lot of
on the way out or the way in. Yeah, I guess just 24/7 loop in the parking lot.
100%. Yeah. Instead of the security sound, it's just Buck Cherry.
These for me, I could very well see being at A tier. But it's also tough. I mean, a lot of these, it might be tough for me because they're so new that I feel like I'm still just kind of like getting a feel for them. But maybe also some of the other ones, they're so old that I've had long enough to like be indoctrinated by the Kool-Aid. So there's that factor to it. But I would be good with these with A tier if you're good with these in A tier.
I think so. I think A tier is a great spot.
We should have said earlier, but for everyone listening, I guess it's apparent by now. Tanner and I are making this list together. So if at some point along the way we disagree on something, get ready.
Oh, we are like in the sense we are making it current, like real time together.
The list is our shared opinions. We kind of have to agree where things go.
Gotcha.
A little early on the transition there, but making up for it by pointing it out, break the fourth wall. Since our last episode, Paris Fashion Week has occurred, and surprising but not surprising to see so many different foam clogs and runners debuted there, one of which being these Louis Vuitton clogs that are coming out, which got the foam upper, kind of got this little neoprene sock liner to it on the inside there, some little pops of an outsole. Very chunky, very chunky,
very chunky
with 3 C's going on right here, I would say.
Yeah, not a lot of ventilation, which is kind of the key factor, I feel like, of the kind of the foam, clog kind of thing.
Yeah, which is interesting because it looks like they have all the vent holes on the top here, but I assume this little neoprene upper lines the whole shoe. I doubt it's just like an ankle collar, and then it's going to be
probably similar to the Jordan. Yeah, probably similar to the Jordan. Right. Very Dutch vibes with this, though.
Ooh, the wooden clogs? You out by the windmills?
Yeah, very Dutch vibes with this one.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, great photo. I mean, I love the composition of the photo. If we're just talking about a photo,
it's a gorgeous photo. I could not find just a shot of these just like on a table or something. So yeah, even the thumbnail for the tier list is that round circle. Also because I was too lazy to go do the mask on it in Photoshop. Sue me.
Too much. Too much.
You see the whole video presentation that's going on right now? That's where the man hours went.
You don't know how much time we spent just aligning the videos.
Why is the snap to grid so insensitive? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Man, this one's difficult for me. Mm-hmm. I'm floating between, which is weird, but C and D.
I was gonna say the same thing. No kidding. Between C and D, I like kind of liking them, but at the same time not pretending that like these are B tier. You know?
Yeah, no. It's like I could see them being C tier because there is. I like the cuts and things like that, the dimension, the look of them, but also it's like, is this just a high fashion version of the Jordan 1, which is a D tier?
Yeah.
It's like,
for me, I'd put these in D tier because I look at C tier being the Yeezy slide, and I'm like, to me, that's more wearable than this. You know?
Yeah, I think this in D tier is a safe spot, at least for now. I mean, obviously, at the end, we can make
everything's
adjustments.
Subject to move. Yeah, for sure. All right, next one up. The Matthew M. Williams Nike slide. I didn't look Matthew M. Williams up that much, but I would bet he's a designer, and here's what we're getting. Very, very sleek, very fast looking, very aerodynamic.
Feeling speedboat.
Yeah, way less chunky than a lot of what we're used to here, which is ironic for a slide and clog to have something that looks like very kind of like sporty and utilitarian. I think speedboat analogy spot on.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm getting right here. Man, I have no idea.
Just what to even do with this one?
Yeah, it's just, I feel like, I don't know, again, if it's because I'm like kind of tired because I just sat in the dark room for an hour just staring. But also, I feel like I'm not looking at something real.
Yeah, it's so different from everything else we're looking at, but also the heel and the toe curve up so much, like it looks like you could stand still and rock back and forth on the, like rocking chair.
Yeah.
Vibes. If a rocking chair and a speedboat got stuck in a room together.
I like that. Got stuck in a room together.
We already used the had a baby analogy, so I gotta,
there you go. Yeah. Fair enough.
Keep it spicy here.
On the fly.
Yeah.
Golly. How old am I? I'm feeling E with this one.
Yeah, I'm right there with you where I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't know if I love it or hate it. Well, I don't think I love it, but like, I don't even know if I like it or hate it. It's just so,
yeah,
I don't know. It's weird to have a sporty looking slide. Like
maybe that's what it is.
Sleek, you know?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm trying to relax.
It's like, dude, I'm going to the mailbox.
Yeah. Also, dear Matthew M. Williams / Nike, can you come out with a white version of this? Because the black version is kind of not coming through on our tier maker list here. It's really getting lost in that background there. Would appreciate.
Well, hey,
I guess I could just invert the image.
Nah.
I was about to say, don't call me on it because I don't know Photoshop well enough to like do it in one click. So we'd probably spend a good 2 minutes of this episode like, hang on, let me try.
Nah, it's good. It's an E tier. Maybe if it was an A.
Yeah, for the stuff in A or S tier, we'll spend some time working on it. But
E tier? Nah, son,
E tier. You're lucky we grabbed an image at that point, honestly. Speaking of stuff you're gonna hate, another one that came as a result of Paris Fashion Week, the Dior foam clog, or should I say the Dior foam spider web. Because it's really, we're getting to the point now where it's like, how much shoe can you take away to still be called a shoe? You know, it's very little shoe.
Very minimal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like what are we doing with the, I guess, laces on a.
Well, this one.
It's not really. It literally just looks like a shoe, but just, I guess, foam.
This one, interesting enough, you see it's got a tongue to it almost. Like you see that deep cut that kind of goes down to it. And because it's so thin and just mesh, that system can probably actually tighten these. Whereas some like clogs and foams and stuff would just have vanity laces, but these would probably actually tighten it over your foot. I'll give it some points for that. Very interesting to see the tread on the bottom of this team, like the shark tooth ACG off-road tread on this one.
You might as well. You got laces.
Obviously,
you're taking off. You're sprinting to the dock.
Right, exactly. Yeah, maybe they're track shoes, just super lightweight, almost no shoe at this point. You know, track foam clogs.
Here is the thing, though. I don't hate these.
I
do kind of like. I would never own this, but I think it looks pretty
because
cool.
of how they look, or because of the Dior price point, or a little bit of both.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely the Dior price point for me. No, definitely the look.
I will say. That blue insole on it does look very thick. Like it looks like that part would at least be comfy. And this image that I pulled for the preview is definitely better looking than the thumbnail image that I'd grabbed at some point that made these look worse. I don't hate them, but I definitely don't like them. If it were up to me, these would be an E tier.
Ooh, E tier. Okay. Wow. I was gonna plop these in D, but I think E is actually probably the spot for them.
E tier for these?
Yeah, go ahead and snuggle up.
Snuggle up. Get close to your other friends. He made the image a little too big and it's kind of overlapping on the lines. You get the production value that you get. All right. Moving on.
If you subscribe, we get to 100. We'll try harder. Oh my God, I can't see anything in that photo.
I am stealing that soundbite as the trailer, as the teaser for this episode. If we get to, hang on a second. If we get to 100 subs, we will try harder. You heard it here first. That's hilarious. All right, bringing it back. Yeah, this and one was. Hang on. He's clicking too much. Listen.
Jesus Christ. The photographer had
subs and we will try harder, okay? Right now you're getting what you get. Okay.
I mean, they used every flash that they had taking this one. I can't see it. I honestly don't know what I don't.
This was tough because this was like when I was still trying to adhere to the let's keep them as white shoes, but the only image of these I could find as white shoes was on a white background. So
who made this shoe?
This is a collaboration between A Cold Wall and Converse. It's called the Sponge Crater.
I can't see enough about the shoe to make.
You want me to open up Google Chrome on the fly and we just try and do it?
No, Ryan, I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go on off your
Okay.
judgment here. What are you thinking?
These are actually decent. How well can you see? Oh no, on your end it's like a speck. I was gonna say this thumbnail on the tier list. Hang on.
Oh, there we go.
That's any better?
Yes.
Hang on. Line it up.
Okay.
Shape it so you got mostly foam construction on the outside. Speckled kind of looks like the Nike regrind stuff that they've done with Space Hippie. You do have the sock upper, but it looks mesh. It looks fabric, and it's got vent holes in it. So I'm thinking this is breathable.
Kind of like this alien look to it.
Yeah. They did another colorway of these, like a mostly black colorway, which definitely did not look that good. I think the pull tabs were orange or red or something, just a little too hot topic-y for me. Looking at them again, I'm liking them more now than I did earlier.
I think these are really dope.
They did not do well at release at all, but that's not an indication of how good it is. Just pointing that out. I didn't mean to drop it in C tier with the resize,
I think that's
but
a fair
for me,
spot.
I would put it in C tier. Yeah.
I think that's a fair spot. Maybe is this Andrew? Is this a save from the Vans one?
Maybe.
It's Converse.
He's getting a lot of shout outs in this episode. Good for him. He deserves it.
3. Yeah.
Speaking of, nope, next one's not Converse. Not speaking of Converse, the Adidas Foam Q, the Addy Foam Q. I don't know what this one's called. This was after we did our last episode on this, one of the first ones that popped up. Because if you remember, the last time we did this episode, we were talking about the Adidas Adilette 22 slide. And right around the time we recorded the episode, Kanye got back on Instagram to say that Adidas was ripping him off. And then like a week later, Adidas is like, well, this is awkward, but we actually got a new foam runner-ish kind of sneaker coming out soon. And then they debuted this. Whoever was, I didn't watch it, but maybe you could tell me. Whoever their social media manager is that does TikTok, they posted a TikTok about these kind of alluding to the fact that Kanye had called them out on the last one. Like they were kind of playing with it a little bit, apparently. So it was the talk of the internet for a bit. But this one, we're getting back into interesting territory here where we're like, is this a foam clog or is this a sneaker? Because like I'm seeing definite laces on here, but it's definitely a foam outer, but it's definitely a sock liner inner with a tongue. So where are we at now?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I do like the look of it. I do think it's a I think it's a cool looking shoe.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't. I'm not really getting foam runner, but I could also see them trying to get on like the Yeezy foam runner, like people being like, I'm gonna wear this with an outfit. You know, like I've seen people wear like Yeezy foam, or like jeans, you know, and things like that. So I could see them trying to hop on that.
Yeah.
I don't hate these.
Yeah. Where do they go?
That's a tough one.
That's a different question.
So I'm so between like C and D for me.
Yeah.
I almost want to just do D just because I'm like, this is just a shoe.
I was going to say D because if I look at what's in C tier, I'm like, I don't like this as much as what's in C tier. But I
think that's fair.
Yeah. D tier I think is a good spot. Wow. Look, I'm keeping an eye on the tier maker window here because now we're getting to the point where I'm like, oh, too many. I did not account for having too many D tier silhouettes, and we're going to get a little tight here. So everyone buddy up.
Right.
All right. Next one on the list. This one's interesting. This is I hope I'm saying this correctly, RAL 7000 Studio and Adidas ZX Butin. It's a collaboration. Super. This is like, if the Yeezy foam runner is meant to be the like organic look of foam runners, this is like the futuristic look of foam runners to me. You know, like this thing, and maybe it's like just the gray background on it that's kind of looking like chrome in like the episode of SpongeBob where Squidward's doing crunches and the Krusty Krab yelling future. But I don't know. This looks kind of like futuristic to me. I like that it's kind of chunky, but it's still got like some sleek lines to it. Of all the sock neoprene liners that I've seen, this one's probably my favorite because it doesn't look too sporty or socky. You know, it looks kind of maybe Yeezy Quantum is what I'm thinking, but
I'm getting like the Balenciaga like sock kind of thing.
Okay.
Especially with that outsole. Yeah, I don't know. This is a weird one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's hard for me to put my. It really is. What are you seeing in these?
Me personally, I'm thinking these are a C tier because I like, for me, kind of like the Cold Wall and Converse Sponge Crater. I like that it's kind of sporty looking, but it's not Matthew Williams Nike, the black speedboat sport. It's not overly sporty. It's like, it's a little chunky, but it's not round and bulbous, you know?
I could feel that.
Yeah.
I could feel that. Yeah.
Throw them in the
I would
C tier?
definitely. I think a C tier is actually a pretty good spot. Kind of middle of the pack.
Yeah, for sure. The New Balance foam clog. Now, granted, I get this is one where the preview image I'm having here is different than the thumbnail, but it's this one down here. Good on them for hopping on this one. You know, good on them. New Balance is having such a wave this year. The kids are already going to be so hyped on New Balance that I think them entering the foam clog space is probably like, there's so many diehards that are going to get it just because maybe it's not as cool or stylish as another one of the foam clogs on the list here, but it's New Balance and New Balance is hot right now. So like, I'm going to get it, you know?
Fair. Yeah. This is another photo where I'm like, I want to just discuss with the photographer.
I want to discuss the art major that this was their final project.
Why is it leaning up against a glass of water? And then why are there two clay balls?
They're wooden. It's probably not coming through on your end, but they're wood. Yeah.
They're wood. They're wood. Okay.
What's the metaphor here? What are we telling? What are we selling?
Something way more than
it was never just a clog. It was always more than that. Yeah.
Man, this one is it's interesting. It's tough to put because it's so like middle of the road. Like there's really nothing, I guess, like super unique about it. There's nothing that kind of like distinguishes it. It is just kind of just like a
non-offensive.
Yeah, just not. There's really just like nothing to it to really have me. So it's like I see something like this and I'm like, is this E tier just because there's really nothing to it?
Yeah.
Or is it C tier because it's so just middle of the road? But I guess C tier would be more of like a personal taste. How much would you be willing to pick it up? I don't know. I feel like E tier. It's just, there's just E or D to me. Yeah. There's just nothing really stand out.
For me, this one comes into E tier. The two things that I'm not liking about this, it just looks kind of bulky. Which for me, like the one exception to like bulky foam shoes is the Yeezy Foam Runner, which even then I don't know if I would like those on my feet, but let me see if I can grab this and hang on a second. If I can, like you can see in this preview, it's kind of chunky. It's one of the bigger ones.
But that's also, I mean, like I love the original Croc, and Crocs are also that way. To me, the foam clog is a bulky thing. It is something that is going to be like
fair.
You know, you get it basically almost like a half size up type thing.
But
so the bulkiness really isn't a huge issue because I just feel like that is kind of the look of all of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of them definitely a little more sleek than others, but I think like my thing with the bulk is specifically how the way that it goes from like the top to the toe is a pretty straight line, where even on the original Crocs, you've got this dip. On the Salehis, you've got, that is what I look at. But the other thing that I'm not loving about these is all the New Balance branding on them, the giant N and the New Balance on them, which like you look at a lot of the other options that we have on this list, pretty minimal branding. You know, it's like, it's a lot of these, they're recognizable because of the shape of the silhouette, not so much like it needs a giant Nike swoosh on the side. I mean, they're all going to have the name of the company somewhere on it, or at least most of them will. But yeah, just the giant overbrand. Like, to me, these would be good if maybe they took away the giant N and just had the little New Balance by the heel. But
I say to me, I say go. I'm the opposite. Take away the New Balance by the heel. Keep the giant in. But that's their
yeah.
Their kind of look now is having that giant in. Yeah, I'd be fine with each here. Like I said, they're just there's really nothing that kind of pulls them.
Yeah, let's drop them in there. Moving on to the next one, it sticks out so much because I think they only have it in orange, but this is Heron
Hawaiian
Preston.
Punch.
Hewlett Packard? No, Heron Preston and Zellerfeld Heron 01 version 0.81. I have not kept up enough with Hewlett Packard to know why the long name and what version 0.81 means. But these popped up on my feed somewhere, and apparently they are 3D printed. So they're not injection foam mold like a lot of the other ones. They're 3D printed somehow. A good host would have done his research and been able to tell you more, but I thought that they looked the part of everything else we had here. I thought they were interesting enough, and I was like, let's toss these in. They look like if these ones are giving me Chester the cheetah and an alligator, maybe. I'm getting alligator scale on this one.
I could see very prehistoric. I'm getting kind of Nerf or nothing.
Oh, yes.
But just like the prehistoric, vibe I'm getting, dead and gone. Nerf or nothing. I'm choosing nothing. This is F tier. This is F tier.
Taking shots. It's also tough because I'm trying to remember not to judge it on being orange.
No, I'm judging it just based on
scales.
The
look. The scales. Yeah,
just everything. It's like the outsole looks like it would be like the outsole that you would see on like a hiking boot.
Yeah.
It looks like it's like I guess the midsole, it's like a weave pattern looking like, and then you have the upper, which looks like pebbles.
I'll admit I'm not cultured enough to really know that much about Heron Preston, if I'm even saying the name correctly, but I'm pretty sure that's like a high fashion designer. How can we not get a better logo than the Hewlett Packard logo here? Like how is that? How is Harry Potter just like your best option? There's so many things. That's what they did. And it's like
they had a brand deal with HP printers, so they had to
printers, Harry Potter's, hit points on your Charizard card that you had when you were young. Just there's so many HPs in the world already. Why be another one?
Yeah, drop it in F.
F tier it goes. Last but not least, but maybe least because it hasn't released and I don't know if it actually is ever going to release. If you remember, these were the Yeezy 450 slides. You remember leaks of these coming online like years ago? There is a company that made a version of these. I forget the name of the company. It's not meant to be like, they're not trying to be like these are counterfeits or replicas. They're like, no, we're making our own version of it. Anyways, this to me goes back to like how the foam runner has organic design to it that people say a lot. That's kind of what I get with this, where like looks like bones or like spider webs or something like that. Just like a bunch of like round, weird, curvy lines, not too many straight lines or anything like that.
I'm seeing like the sculpture that the mom or whatever from Beetlejuice would do. I don't know if you can remember Beetlejuice enough.
I can remember. They like the lady that want to go home, but
yeah.
What was the she did sculptures?
Yeah.
Vaguely remember. It's
my art.
Catch me in 3 months. It'll be around the time that I watch Beetlejuice. It'll be around the time that every streaming platform takes it off of their free streaming platform, and then you have to pay for it. They all do that for the month of October.
Yeah, and Beetlejuice it's like just rant Beetlejuice. Over,
but yeah. Sorry to go on a Beetlejuice rant again, but I'm so sick of watching this show. They always go on Beetlejuice rants.
This is why we lose people in our Discord. Just
99 subscribers.
Beetlejuice rants. We'll never get our last one.
That being said, and the award for most interesting foot tan at the beach goes to.
Oh,
maybe not most, but most interesting. What are these going to give
you? The vans for sure. maybe not
Vans,
interesting,
the
but
Vans look like the people who get like the Jordan 1 tattooed on their foot. You know, like if you get the Vans sunburn, it's gonna just you always got Vans on.
Yo,
I don't know.
If you have a Vans sponsorship, you get the Van slides, get the sunburn, and then take that, and post that to Instagram.
Yeah. I mean,
yo, that's a move right there, Andrew.
I love that we're having a different argument now, but I mean, still,
yeah.
The Vans one would give you a bunch of squares. This would be truly hard to explain to someone. I feel like if they saw them, they'd be like, what the hell did you have on your feet at the time you got a sunburn?
Kind of looks like the face hugger from Alien.
Ooh, boy, you're really going for movie references today, huh?
Yeah, been doing a movie binge lately.
Compare it to something from The Big Lebowski. Maybe that'll stick with me.
It's like a rug?
Kind of looks like Steve Buscemi.
Is that the Jesus?
All right, where do they go? I truly do not know where these go.
This one is. I feel like you just kind of like. Maybe we just leave it. You just take the little image and you just make it huge and just paste that over the I don't know where it goes. I mean,
D tier is kind of becoming purgatory. D tier is kind of becoming like the I don't know if I love it or hate it purgatory.
I could no. I don't know. I mean, to respect a bell curve, maybe D tier just to have it, but
because we love a good bell curve. Yo, data scientists rejoice.
I do just updated my bowling average Excel sheet too. I don't know. D or E is where I go. You want to rock paper scissors for it?
I mean, like I wouldn't fight you if you want to put it in E tier.
Yeah, I think drop it in E. I think
that's fair because I look at some of the stuff in D tier and I'm like, no, I would still wear that before this. So
yeah.
And how's that look on the screen? It fits. Wow. So if we do another one of these episodes, we need 10 bankers because that's where the screen real estate is. If you want to drop something else in,
you hear that, sneaker manufacturers?
We're calling you out. We're putting the onus on you. Give us better foam shoes.
Look how little ABs we have. Respect the bell curve.
I'll ask for the sake of being polite, and we said we might do it at the end of the episode. Anything you want to reconsider or move?
I like everything.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think the only thing that I could see is the new croc moving up to S tier.
Oh, interesting.
But I think it literally is, like you said, the child of both the original croc and the slave. So it's like, well, both of those are S tier. So I like it at A. I could see maybe the more I kind of see it, I think it may move up to an S tier, but I think now it's good where it's at. And I think that's good. Yeah, we really got a lot of dingers. Yeah. Not dingers, so put some respect on his name.
Oh, Big Al.
A lot of duds because we really only added to one to the A tier. Everything else has been C or fewer.
Everything else has been C or lower. Yep. So everyone listening or watching the episode right now, here is our final tier list. Honestly, if you're listening, you're really probably gonna have switched over to YouTube at this point. And if you haven't, props to you for hanging in there through a very audio description of a very visual episode. But for those of you watching, here is our tier list. Let us know what you think in the comments. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? What have we not yet ranked that you think we need to get on the next one? We want to hear from you guys.
Also, to entice the audio listeners,
here we go.
My mic stand for this episode has been...
There's a little behind the scenes.
Which is an old box filled with bills.
This is kind of like a telling me you have money buried under the mattress thing where I'm like, I'm just not going to ask why you're putting all your bills in a box.
If you don't have to look at them, you don't got to pay them.
There you go. They can only catch me if they can find me.
Can't repo a house, can you, bitch?
Well, thank you everyone for listening to another episode of State of the Shunion. Like we said at the top of the episode, if you enjoyed this, please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. We really are truly trying to grow the subscriber count. Why are you shaking your head?
I'm letting the locks fly.
Oh, okay. God, I thought you were shaking your head. I was like, no, Tanner, we need them to like and subscribe.
No, of course. Come on.
It's
free.
You can catch us online at shoepodcast.com and on Instagram at shoepodcast. If you're listening to the show, wherever you do so, please make sure to rate and review. We want to read them. It helps us know. It helps us grow. You can catch us also on Patreon at patreon.com/shoepodcast. If you want to support the show, we also have a Discord if you want to get into a chat with all of us. I think that's all the plugs we have to do at the end of the episode. I've got to find a better way to get through all those. But last and certainly not least, we're going to give you the floor. For those of you that are new here and maybe don't know, at the end of every episode, I give Tanner the floor to talk about whatever he wants to talk about for a short amount of time. Last week, I think it was Craftsman storage shelves that you had put in your garage. So that's to set the tone of what we could have this week. Take it away.
Difficulty, because I definitely had thought of something that I wanted to. Oh, and it just came back to me.
And he's back.
Yes. Okay. So, just a little travel tip. Okay. For everybody, if you're trying to save some money, because we got elite companies thinking that they can charge $18 for a slice of bread. When you are going to fly, go ahead. You could go to like Marshall's. You can get a luggage that's a nice hard shell luggage that you can fit overhead. Get some vacuum seal bags. Okay. You can fit a lot of clothes, take a lot of weight out, and you could fit, easily 2 weeks worth of clothes in a small little bag right there. I've definitely used the vacuum seal bags before. It doesn't really wrinkle your clothes that much. When you get to the place, as soon as you get there, you just take out, air out your clothes, let it hang, wrinkles go.
Grab the iron.
Go away. Yeah, grab the iron. If the place you're staying has a dryer, just a quick little tumble in there, gets it out. So not to worry about the wrinkles. Like I said, you can use a very small suitcase to fit a lot of clothes. So get a nice little hard shell one. Get you some vacuum seal bags.
There you have it.
I guess and a vacuum. You would also need a vacuum.
And the vacuum. And yeah. So
but I guess assumed everyone had a vacuum. So
did you just assume my vacuum? Tricky.
Yeah. Your work should have a vacuum. Just use your work's vacuum.
There you go. It all comes back to stealing. I love it. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening to another episode of State of the Union. We'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.
Love you.